you are all welcome to today's section. So good evening, everyone. Hello, good evening, everyone. You are all welcome to today's section.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sonto. You are welcome. Success, you are welcome. And John, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Silvanus, you are welcome. So, John, I have not seen you in our class before. You just joined the first time.
Yes, I just joined today. I did not join the other day because I have not installed my workbench.
So, what's your name on the chat?
The chat should be just me.
Okay, just me. Okay, good. Okay, good. So, as soon as we end this class, please, I want each and every one of you to drop in your attendance, okay? Silvanus, you're welcome. I would like to hear from you.
Good evening, sir. I don't. You said you would like to hear from me. I want to know exactly what.
Okay, I want to hear if you are in class. So, like, I want you to make a speech. That's why I said I want to hear from you.
Okay. I am in class.
Okay, good. So, on our last class, I want us to give us some of the things or introduce us some of the things we last learned on our last class. I believe we learned something. So, who can at least throw more light or explain what we learned on our last class? Hello. Okay, Silvanus, can you give me any?
In the last class, we talked. In the last class, we talked about the meaning of SQL, which we said was a structured query language and its application in the use of structuring data. So we just did an overview as like an introduction to the class.
Okay. So today we are going to focus on our practical work. We gave an introduction, and which was the introduction to our curriculum and introduction to MySQL. So we explained about uh, MySQL, which everyone contributed. So I think on our last class, I think we have up to like 8 people in classes, but only few attended, and which is only few attended the class now. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I know what to do. Okay, we are going to start now, and I have just shared my screen. I believe you are seeing my screen. If you can see my screen, I want to hear from you. Can you
Yeah, I
see
can
my
see it.
screen? Okay. So let me log into my SQL password. Okay. So I don't know what's wrong. My password. Okay, good. Now we want to know what is database, and I want someone to tell me what do you understand by the word database. So, Sonto, can you tell me what do you understand by database?
Okay, I think a database is We have a platform where data are stored, where group of data are stored.
Okay, can anyone, thank you, Sonto. Can anyone, sources, can you throw more light? I know you just joined today and today's your first time. Hello, sources. Is sources in class? Hello, Sussex. Okay, John, I would like you to explain for me or what you understand by database.
Database, to my own understanding, I think it's a group of data that is put together, like a compilation of data.
Okay,
That is what I understand by database.
okay, good. A database is a collection of data with different data types. With different data types. When I talk about data types, maybe we can have a column where a number can fit in, or we can have a column where dates or currency or. So these are data types I am talking about. So we should learn how to create a database, and also we should know how we can work on database. Okay, I'm going to create a database now. So let's see how we are going to create the database. Now, now I'm going to create a database called CMTech. Now I'm going to say create database if not exist. If not exist, then I'm going to name my database to CMTech or CMTech. Then I'll use my semicolon. Now there are two ways of creating database. There are two ways of creating database. We have the one that you can create without asking the MySQL to check if there is a database created with that name. Now you can just create it like create database. You can just say create database, or you can also create database if not exist. If not exist, it will create it for you. Now let's see how we can create. Let's create this database called CMTech. Now for us to create this database, we are going to write a code called create database if not existed, then my database name, which I'm going to run. I'm going to run it. This is the icon where you can execute your code. Now, for you to run this code, you have to highlight the particular area or range you want to execute. You have to highlight the particular range you want to execute. If you did not highlight the particular range you want to execute, maybe the program might feel that you want to execute all program, and sometimes when your code are wrongly created, it might give you errors. Okay, so now let me create this database. Now you see, did you see on my uh, output bar? This is the output bar. I believe you are seeing the output bar, and you see there is an icon that show good, and it said database one row have been affected. I believe you guys are seeing it. If you are seeing it, if you see what I explained, I want you to indicate. Did you
Yes,
see what
Yes,
I said?
yes, I'm
yes.
seeing it.
Okay. So, success, are you ready to speak now? You are muted.
Yeah, I was speaking before, but I don't know. So I had to leave and join again.
Okay. Now, so
So
we
yeah,
so no problem, no problem. I kicked you out because you were mute. So we have just created a database. Now we are not going to create just one database. Let's see the other way to create database. The other another way to create a database. Now we can create database like this. We can say create database without putting if not existed. If not exist. Now we can just create it like this and call the database name. So I'm going to create a database called CM Tech Community. So community, and now this one, when I create it and run it, it will create. Did you see it? It has already created on my output display. So who can tell me the difference between the first way of creating database and the second? Can you explain what do you observe? Hello, I want this class to be interactive.
I think the
Okay,
first one had like a command. Uh, so it's giving a condition, but the second one left it to space without condition. And I think if we create a database, for example, using the second command, and it doesn't matter if there are other databases, this other one will still create and may have multiple. I don't know. That's what I just understand at least
good,
by the.
good, good. As the name implies, as the way we write it implies, the first one said that if not exists, you have to check if there's a database so that it will not create or it might not give me error if they are exactly the same database name. So when I create a database without using a condition and the system find out that there's a name called the database I created, it will give me an error. So for me not to get that error, I have to pass in a condition. I believe you guys understand what I did there. So, Joan, I believe you understand. Okay. Now, this is the first way we have created our database, and we are going to see how we are going to make use of the database. How we are going to make use of the database. Okay. So now, do you have any question? So you can ask your question.
yeah. Thank you so much, sir. I just want to maybe draw us back a little, and I'm emphatically sorry about that. You had asked me what is database, and I was trying to give an attempt to the question. Then I dropped off. So I don't know if you answered the question. If you can just reiterate it so that I get what you said.
So someone have already answered the question.
Uh, the person the person is was it the person before you asked me? The person that said that it's like a collection of data where data is stored.
I think after I kicked you out, Joanne responded.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm
So
I'm
do you
saying I'm saying please can you echo the definition just so that I can get it.
okay, Joan, can you recap your explanation to database again?
Okay. We said that database is a collection of data with different types of data type. That was what you explained to us.
Okay, yes. And I said the data type, which I give an example that you might have a collection of data with different columns. You might have a column of an integer, or you might have a column of string. A string is just like a letter. You can have a column of currency, date, and all. So that's why I gave it as a collection of data with different data types. I believe you understand.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So I hope you are jotting it.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. And now we want to see how we can make use of our database. We want to see how we can make use of the database. Now, let's make use of the database. For us to make use of the database, currently we are not seeing the database, right? We are not seeing the database. Now, we have just created it. You have to make sure that you use your database. There's a word called use. You have to use it so that when you are writing code, it will directly go to the database you are trying to execute, or the code you are trying to execute. I believe you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. So, Silvanus, I hope everything is okay with you. You understand what
Yes,
I'm saying. Okay, now let's make use of our database. Now we are going to write use. Did you see the word use CMTech? CMTech. Now, when I use CMTech and execute it, automatically that is now our database. So our database is empty now. Our database is empty. Now we have to insert item. We have to insert table. Now, for us to insert table, we have to create a table which we are going to insert the details or statements of a record, maybe student record or personal record. We have to first of all create a database, then create a table, and then we insert items. I believe with this few explanation, I hope this will find you well in this course. So now we want to create a database. We have already created a database. We want to create a table job. So we want to create it now. Now we are going to create a database like this. We are going to say create table. Table. Now, what is the table we want to give? Now we are going to give a table a name, or we want to name that table. Now, first of all, we have declared a statement create table. Now, what is the table name? Now we can assign a name to the table. We can say person. Now we want to get a person details on that table. Now, first of all, I have to create the table and then declare the name for the data, table. So now we want to insert the columns. How many columns do we need? So To me, I will create a person's details. I can just decide to choose 4 columns, 5 columns, or 6 columns, as the case may be, depending on what you are doing, depending on what you want to insert. So I want you to have this idea on how you create a table. Okay, so now, first of all, we have created a table and a person we want to insert. Now, we you see me that I have included a bracket. Now, when we are creating table, we have to create the table and name it. Then insert all the columns in a bracket. In a bracket. Now, I have opened my bracket and which I want to insert the items. I want to insert the items. Now, I want to insert a person's ID. A person's ID. Now, person's ID. Then I will have to choose if the person's ID should be integer, or if it's a character or integer or a varchar. Now I'm choosing integer. Then this integer I'm choosing, I will tell the system to auto increment it, then use it as a primary key. So okay, I want to ask anyone. Okay, Sonto. Hello, Sonto. Sonto.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
So, what do you understand by auto increment, or and also what do you understand by primary key?
I didn't get it. Sorry.
I say, what do you understand by
So please, your background is noisy. It's as if you're listening to news. It's kind of noisy.
Oh,
okay, Sonto?
sir, I can hear you.
What do you understand by auto increment?
To implement, to carry out a condition automatically.
Okay, to auto increment, to give or assign
Instruction.
numbers to, yes, to assign numbers to each columns, each rows. That is auto increment. Automatically, when you add any or you insert any items, it will auto increment it by 1, or it will auto increment it by 3 or any number. As far you have included the auto increment help you to increase your ID numbers. So that's why I use auto increment. So as time goes on, you understand what I mean by auto increment. Now, I have created a person's ID, then I will use auto increment. Now, auto increment, now I'll choose this as a primary key. Primary key. Then I've created my first item. Now I want to create another columns, which is last name. Last name. Now my last name, I want it to be a varchar. Varchar means a variable character. A variable character, you can insert an integer or a character. So that is why we call it a variable char. Now, I will choose the length which the last name we occupied. Now, I'm going to choose 250, 255. So this is a range which the last name we occupy. Okay, then I will include the first name, the first name, the first name should be a variable char. So which I will just copy this and paste. Then I have gotten my first name, my last name, first name, and so let's use a middle name, middle name. Now, first of all, let me make this a capital letter, and this, so that everything will look good. Now, I will also paste it here. Then we are going to create the person's country, or let's create address or email. So the person's email, and now we are going to use this, and we are going to insert address, and still the same varchar. Okay, now we are going to insert the person's country. We are creating a table. I believe you understand what I'm doing.
Yes.
So the person, country, and now we want the person's cities. So I think this is okay. Now city and varchar. Now once before the email, so let's, after the middle name, let's get the age. Now this age, you see, I will choose integer, and this integer, let's insert the length, let's say this amount of integer numbers. Okay, I believe this is okay. Now we have to close everything we have created. For us to close it, we use this the closing brackets. Then we use our semicolon. Semicolon always end your statement, your code. Semicolon always end your code. Now we have created this, and okay, someone is asking question. What do you want to ask?
Yes, I don't know how you assign. I know those numbers are hypothetical numbers, but if we are going to create a real table, how do we assign? How do we gauge those numbers we are assigning, like those 255, 243? That's one
You
question. Then the
you can
second
choose.
question. Okay.
Okay, you can continue.
Okay. Then the second question is, I noticed when you were uh, writing the personal ID, the last name, and the rest, you have to copy and paste that voucher. So I want to, I don't know if you can just remind how to do that, how to do that function, how to copy and paste. Is there a shortcut? I know there's an icon, but is there a shortcut to it?
Okay, I just copy it with Control C and paste it with Control V.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
thank you.
as a programmer, most times we don't normally code like multiple lines. Maybe we just write a statement. We can just copy and paste. Okay. I hope you understand. Now, your first question is on the numbers. How will you know the numbers? Now, the numbers is like you are choosing a number. You are the one to choose the number. You are the one to choose the number which uh, uh, you decide the system to take or the columns to take. I believe you understand now.
Yes, I understand now. And I think is it that you are bearing in mind the length of the column of the length of the names that we provided.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's good.
Okay, can we continue now? Can we continue? Is there any
Yes, sir.
question?
Yes, we can continue.
Okay. Now, so we have created all these and we have to separate it with a comma. Did you see what I did here? I believe you see what I did.
Yes, you ended the list with that bracket and the semicolon.
Yes. The code inside here are being separated with comma. At the end of it, we close it with semicolon and the bracket, closing bracket, semicolon. I hope everybody is clear with this so that when I'm running it, you will not find it difficult to understand. Right?
Yes, but in all the columns, in the virtual columns, we have 255. But for the integer, that's the age that has the integer, we have 245.
Okay. I decided to choose any number. Okay. So let me just use 255 for you not to be confused.
Okay.
So this 255 integer is just the number with the integer range. I can decide not to include this. It can take any range, but I just want to be specific. Do you understand the meaning of authentication? Hello, John. Do you
Yes,
understand
yes.
the meaning of? Okay, this did you see that I created the specific range? Most times when you are creating specific, it just you can use it for authentication. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So maybe you want someone to create a password, you can create a column which the password will only accept a certain range of number, maybe a four range or five range of number. I believe you understand.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so we can continue now. So let me run
Yes.
the code. So we
Yes,
have
sir.
created our table and it's running. Okay, and this is my error. It said the last name. So this is where we can have error. And now it's giving me that the integer wide is deprecated, will be removed. So I will have to remove this. Let me remove this and see. So let me run this. Okay. Now it's told me that the person have already been created. Now the table have already been created. Now let's see if our table have already been created. Now for us to see our table, we are going to say select all. The word select is used to collect data or data tables that have been created. So I think someone just joined us. Usman, please unmute your mic. I would like to hear from you. Usman.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Are you be following us before?
Yes,
Okay, Usman Babatunde.
yes, sir.
Okay, good. Uh, okay, you can mute your mic. Now we have to see our data, our table, and now for us to see our table, I'm going to say select all. Now we are going to use select, and select, we select all the table. Now I'm selecting this, then I'll say all is represented with star. From person, I'm going to use a condition called from person. Remember, person is our table's name. I hope you understand. I hope you understand what I did here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now this is the table we have just created. Did you see it?
Yes. Yes.
You see the person's ID, last name, first name, middle name, age, email, and address, city, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
good. So we have not inserted items to the table, but we just created table in CMTech. And you remember we have already created this CMTech community database. We have two database. One have not been inserted with table, and one have been inserted with table. So I think with this, I believe you understand how you create a table. So as time goes on, we are going to also work with this database. But for now, let's flow with this. Now, this star is representing all, the word all. You are telling the system to uh, bring out all the tables, all the columns. So star is represented as all in my SQL. Star is represented as all in my SQL. So if you are finding it difficult or issues with learning MySQL, we are here to make it easy for you. So feel free to ask questions if you find it difficult to understand. So, Joan, I believe you have this database installed.
I have
Hello,
the
Joan.
SQL workbench in my system, but this one you just did now, I was just following up, but I did not type it in my system.
Okay, I think you can watch it. Okay,
Okay.
now let's move on. Let's move on. So then let's insert an item. Now, for us to insert item, for us to insert item, we are going to use the word insert into. Insert into, then we are going to specify the table name. The table name is what? Person. Person. Then in the column, we have to name the columns out and what we want to insert on them. Okay. Okay. Now remember we have auto increment our first person's ID. We don't need to insert items to that person's ID. Then we are going to move from the last name to the cities. Okay, now we are going to say insert, then into. Now insert into, then the data base table name. Then we are going to say person. So person, then we are going to mention the columns. which columns are we inserting into? First of all, let me copy this. Let me just copy this, and I want to make use of this. Okay, I want to make use of this. So sorry, this, so we have uh, collected the details which we want to insert our data into. Then I am trying to make it more readable and easy for you to understand. Now, inside this, then we are going to mention the values we want to insert. We are going to say value. Okay, we are going to add values. I believe you guys are following with what I'm doing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. We want to insert values. Now, these values, what are the values we want to insert? We want to insert a first name. The first name, we are going to insert, let's say, Joanne. Okay, someone raise up his hand. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, we want to insert Joanne. Let's say Joanne of Joanne Prosper or Joanne John. Okay, Joanne. Let's say Joanne as the first name. Okay, then we can come here as and include John, comma, and we are going to include the middle name. Let's say middle name and gift, and so and we want to include what again? We want to include what again? And the age. Let's say the age is 50. No, let's say the age is 20. And what are we going to insert again? The email. Let's say the email. Sorry, let me just make this thing more cool for us to read, so that we are not going to be confused. Okay, I'm trying to make it more easy and readability. Okay, now what are the email we want to include? Let's say Juan. I'm coming Juan at, let's say, at gmail.com. Juan at gmail.com, and we are going to insert the address. Let's say 2 comma Lagos Street, okay, and what's again? We are going to insert the I'm coming. What are we going to insert?
The country and the city.
Okay, the country and city. And so the country, well, let's say Nigeria, and the city should be what? The city should be Lagos City or Ikeja. So I think this is okay, and now we are going to use our semicolon to end our program. So we have created our first data, which is this, and let's run the program and see how we are going to insert. So I am having an issue here. You see, it has already signified that I have an error. It already signified that I have an error, and we have to look where did we have issue with. So let's see, comma. So someone raise up his hand. Sonto, you can speak, Sonto.
Okay. I think we issue from the values side. We did not use quotation mark. Not quotation. What they call it?
Quotation mark.
It's not quotation. What they call that?
Strings.
Yes.
Good. Now, I believe we all understand what I did and what it just said.
Yes.
Okay, good. Due to the quotation mark, my data will be having issues. So that's why we have to include quotes on our data. Okay. So, and I'm coming. I think I'm supposed to use double quotes. So that so this is how we insert data into our database, our tables in our database. Okay. So I believe we are catching up with this. At the beginning, it will look difficult for us, but when we are working with it regularly, I think everything will be okay for us. Now, this is our data, and which we want to insert in our data set, in our data table. Now, we want to insert it. I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to highlight everything and run. Did you see? What did you see in our output display bar? Can someone read it for me?
Okay. Our output bar says insert into person, last name, first name, middle name, age, email address, country, city. One row affected.
Good. It has already indicated that we have already inserted one row. So let's run this. For us to run it, and we are going to see the data table inserted on our table, and now we are going to highlight this particular select all from the persons table, which I told you that if you want to run, you have to select the particular code you want to run before you can execute your particular code you want to execute. So now I'm going to run it now. And this is our tables. Did you see everything has been inserted? Hello, I believe you see everything has been inserted.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Good. This is how we inserted our table. So let's see how we can also insert. Let's add another details, okay? Let's add other details. Now, this time around, we are not going to insert just one item, but we can insert multiple items. We can insert multiple items, okay? Now let's see how we are going to insert multiple items. And let's see this. We want to insert multiple items, and this is the item. I'm just copying them, and I believe you understand. So so I want us to be interactive, and let me hear from Sivanus. Sivanus, I hope you are following.
Yes, I am.
Okay, Sussex. Hello, Sussex.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Hello.
I hope you are following.
Yes, I am.
Good. Now let's change our details. Let's change it to, let's say, Silvanus. So we are going to write Silvanus. Let me just use some of your names. So I'm going to use Silvanus, and let's say the last name. Let's say Favor, and let's say Precious. Now the age. Now the age should be instead of me putting it as quotes, I can just do it like this. I can just put it like this so that it will recognize it as integer. So, and I'm going to do it like this. Let's say for 30. So good. Let's say the email should be Silvanus. Silvanus. Let's say Silvanus at gmail.com. Let's say 10 or 4th Lagos Street, Nigeria, Ikeja. Okay, let me change this to uh, Samuel network. I hope you guys heard what I said. Hello.
I think the network is
Yeah.
the network locked you out before.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we lost that part.
Okay. Now we are inserting data into our table, and we want to insert multiple data, and this is how we are going to insert it. So I'm trying to change some of the details. So now I'm going to use Zoom tool. Zoom tool, and I'm going to change it to pressure Michael uh, promise. Then it should be let's say 35. Then I'm going to say sum tool, sorry, sum tool. Then let's say 6. Okay, and let me just interchange this to gifts, and there would be John, and there will be favor. So, and let's see this. I've already I'm already having an error. So let's see where the error is coming. Okay, and this, let's see. So let me remove this, and good. And let's see this. So instead of 20, let me put 50 or 10, 35. So we are still on inserting data into our database. So I am having an error. So can anyone indicate where the error is coming from? Hello?
Yeah, we are here.
So can anyone tell me where my error is coming? We are learning, so we should know, or we should try to have an idea of what we are doing. So just look around and see if you can
I think
see
the
where.
error is in the last value, the first name gift. You did not add the closing what they call it at the top.
Okay, quotes. You got it. You got it.